Be glad to see us.
That one thing that you unplug beforehand, which you don't know what this cable does, it turns out it's your microphone. Always is in my case. Right, let's get some racing on the go. Let's do that. Interlagos time. On the wheel. Will this be Inspirational Interlagos or Idiotic Interlagos? I have a feeling I know which one. Anywho. Alexa, light off. It works. Oh, yes, it works. Doo-dah. I'm not sure if that's a good sound of an engine or a terrible one. Okay, I've managed a 31.2 on the controller. Let's see if we can get anywhere near that on the wheel. I'm betting not, but that's just optimism. Why is it on automatic? I've never had it on automatic. Oh, it's 'cause it's on the... Right. Right. I've not used the wheel on... Yes, I have. This is my wheel account. Why is it doing that suddenly? Why are you on automatic? I haven't changed anything. Why are we on automatic? How the hell do you turn automatic off? Oh. Answers that question. Right, let's try again. Oop, bit of an understeery bastard. Also just put my foot down, I'll shift the entire rig. See, all of the top pro racers always race like this, but that is just so much more comfortable. Probably why what I'm doing is wrong. Accident prone! Abe! Thanks, dude. You are a very wholesome fellow. Thank you for dropping by as always, mate. Hope the shopping goes well. And to the birdie, he's in the post to you, mate. You know that. Keep the bastard. In fact, he might just fly there himself. Should have seen that coming. Definitely saw that coming at some point. Good thing is, when I'm on the PS4, I can't actually hear it all that well. Because I've got the headset on, which is only on The PlayStation audio. Hello, dude. Is it your turn to fart at me? That sounds like we're in a weird sort of relationship, doesn't it? Ooh. Yeah. I can't even remember what Daily C is, but Daily B, Interlagos. Brown trousers this time. I like... Whoa. The pair of you. Just well, I haven't got a cooldown on that, isn't it? I can't even remember what Daily C is. Le double fat. Le double fat. Red Bulls? You got me on that one. Oh! Red Bulls. That's Austria. Oh, in the... Right, I'm with you. Le Mans at Red Bulls. Right. Just exploring the scenery, nothing to see here. Just exploring the scenery, it's all good. Yeah, I can validate the scenery is quite good there in Albon Corner. Hamilton Albon Corner. Grass doesn't need cutting. I mean, it's a bit yellow though. I mean, they should water it too. Cut it first, water it, and it will grow nice and green. It's this track service that I offer, you know, that I'm sure that no other streamer offers. Actually, no, that is a complete lie. I've seen a few that can't keep it on the black stuff at all. I just can't with the wheel. But I'm persevering with it because I want to get better. And because I suck at it is why I've got to practice it. Here's a question for you. What would be your go-to zombie apocalypse survival moves? I was just having a conversation earlier on, following Resident Evil 2, and I can only really come down on like the Walking Dead Season 2 theory. Go and find a farm, make it all nice and safe, you know, have your horses, your cattle, live off the land, hopefully have a few solar panels. Steal as many DVDs as you can from, you know, the local supermarket, and just enjoy yourself, frankly, as much as possible. Also, get really good at shooting would be a good idea. Craft your own weapons. Hopefully one of you knows some blacksmith. I think we'd be happy as streamers if the internet still existed. Because quite frankly, there could be a zombie apocalypse going on right now, and as long as the door's shut, I don't care. $32.5. Yeah. Do you know what? You have a very valid point. Containment when it comes to a virus, particularly a zombie, even a COVID-19, which is essentially the way I understand it, it's essentially just a really bad cold. Obviously, it's more than that because it kills people, but so does the flu. So, you know, it's highly infectious is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, let alone factoring in Resident Evil style zombies. One bite, you know, you turn into one. Yeah, the world would be stuffed. America would deny it completely. No, this zombie apocalypse is nothing. Don't worry about it. Oh no, wait, that was Trump was in power still. Biden might actually do something about it. Zombies roaming uproar still. That Primark closes down for a bit. Interesting thought. And then reopens with a spring sale or something like that. The real tester in this country, if there's something going on, is Wetherspoons open or closed? Or are they celebrating leaving the EU? Again, that's something else, but... So, Zenos, since you're there, mate, any good tips for the wheel? Or is it literally just a seat time thing, like Hawko would say? Just keep practicing. Damn it. I wish I got to complete that lap. That would have been good. Never mind. That's fair. I liked spoons when I was at uni, just because it was very much, you know, like £5 you get a burger and a pint, that sort of thing. You know, if you want absolutely no fuss, you want a pint, you want a burger, you go to spoons. Job done. If you want to support the local businesses, local economy, you find a local pub. I mean, there's some gorgeous local country pubs around here. And, you know, if money were no object, that sort of thing, I would each and every time, well, I'd actually buy those local pubs and keep them running. That's the idea. There we go. Oh, Heinz Becker. Hans Becker. Let me guess, is he German? Yep. Has a Discord. Interesting. And this one git called Midnight... Oh, that's me. Just stick with it. Yeah, I have no doubt. This is my biggest problem, is it's a pain to set up, and right now I'm just trying to adjust the pillow. That'll do. Definitely going to have to move that in a minute. The only other wheel I've had was one for the N64. Imagine how much use that was. Does that mean you use a clutch as well? Because my G29, I switched over the brake and the clutch pedal. Mr. Mondeo. Uh-oh. Hang on one mate, I'll be right back. Sorry, big technical issue. Just so you know when it's going to happen, you have to sort it out quickly. Because it wasn't going to be graceful, so I turned off the webcam to try and do it. No, it doesn't work on this game. But yeah, I switched my brake and clutch over on my G29. Best thing I could have done. Oh, direct drive wheel. Bye, Hans. Mr. Discord. Someone's got rid of the bloody braking markers. Awesome. Next upgrade. Do you know, I'm not too bothered about it yet. I really want to master this wheel first. You know, find the limitations of it before I even think about a direct drive wheel. I can't disappear, man. I felt like Hamilton and he was Verstappen turning in on me. So can't disappear. Okay, well, we're up to 7th. I can't remember where I started. I did one of these earlier on the controller and I was the fastest man in the lobby, so hopefully I can replicate that. Oh, fair. How you doing then, Mr. Mondeo? It's good to see you back for some more GT Sport. You're in good company from Twitch. You got Mr. Zenos Tech Racing there. Good lad. Try and cater to the YouTube and Twitch on this little corner of the internet. Wasn't really good English on that one, was it? There you go, what I meant. I like the fact that this is a 5-lap race rather than a 4-lap race for a change on Daily B. And nearly always 4 laps, like Monza last week, 4 laps. Sometimes they listen. Now, is he flashing his light to tell me to go for it, or is he flashing his light because he doesn't know what button he's pressing? Now, where's he gonna go? Gave up the corner. Good racing. Which button is it? That one. I was trying to say thanks. I get killed on most tracks. I find the best thing is to get your own back. I generally try and race pretty fairly, pretty clean. But if someone is being a bit of a four-letter word, then I will generally try and get them back. So I was in a lobby with myself, Louis, Burt Racer about a week or two ago when Dragon Trail was on its millionth usage to the Daily Bee. And there was one guy who was pretending to be a Maltese driver, and he kept punting everyone off. Bear in mind, this is an A-rated lobby, so I'm using my main account. And he's punting everyone off left, right, centre. And in the end, us three got annoyed by it, and then took him out again. And then I got a personal message, not of him, but of a mutual party, saying this guy is about to, bring his other account on, and he actually apologised for his nationality. And I'm not kidding, because there was a certain nationality which has got a bit of a reputation, shall we say. And yeah, and then we took him out, the guy on his second account. But yeah, my point is I try and race nice, fairly and clean, so long as people are willing to do the same. Oh, thanks, Enos. I don't have that raw speed that I have with my controller. I'm still... So, that middle lap was faster than my qualifying on my... Yeah, that lap 3 was faster than my qualifying on the controller. Slipstream, I guess. Thanks. Oh, trying to readjust my goddamn seat now. Thanks, dude. Yes, and thank you for the fair racing. It's always nice to see some fair racing out there. Good little tussle through turns 1 and 2 there, I thought. Feel free to stick around. More racing. More good racing. Where are you? Do you have a PS4 or PS5? And do you have... Hey, thanks, Rick. Yeah, if you do, yes. The community involved with it, particularly on Twitch and YouTube, are pretty damn good. I've met quite a few friends, been chatting ever since I've been streaming in December. January, more or less, actually. And yeah, there's a good community in there. It does depend on who's in the lobby. Mr. Mondo, you are absolutely right. But when it comes to your PS4, yeah, just grab yourself a copy of it. It's obviously in the library. You bought an entry-level racing room to get me started. I play most of the games offline as... Well, I would personally say the community... Thanks for the follow, dude. I'd say the community is subjective to what lobbies you're in. When it comes to the wheel, I am the wrong person to ask. I'm trying to get used to this myself. Am I going out of focus? Probably. I'm more of a controller driver. However, I'm trying to get better with the wheel. Hence why you see me on it now. But as a... Exactly. It was the go-to one. Everyone had. I also went and got it. But with the community on GT Sport, there's some really good people out there. And it extends over into Twitch and to YouTube. And if you can find yourself a nice little niche, little group to work your way up, try not to get too frustrated with the lower lower echelons, the E, the Ds, and the Cs. There's some great people in there. There's also some bastards in there. Grabs this time. Yeah, general unranked. Yeah, absolute trash. It's the same in this. Yeah, give the wheel a go. You might find that you are more of a controller driver, but it's going to depend on what you pick up quicker. If you want to drive the wheel, I say only drive the wheel. But there's some good people out there. And again, thank you for the follow. Right, so in the race I went 1.1 seconds faster than my qualifying time. I mean, for God's sake, really? How did I manage that? See, I've run wide there. Oh, thank you for the fart. Small brown trousers this time. I mean, if you make that noise, and that many of them, there's something wrong with you. Or you're just having a very flattest day. You find it hard to shift gears on a controller. The good thing on GT Sport is you can customise your controller, so you don't have to use the default configuration such as the X and the square or the up and down on the analog stick. You can use L and R2, L and R1, which is what I do, and I love it. I've been using that, well, for every Gran Turismo that's possible. So I mean, there's some people out there. One of the guys that you see in the chat with you, Racing Roger, who's got his own Twitch channel, give him a follow. Give him a check out at very least. Who is an absolute alien on the controller and super quick. Why did they go into first? I must have had a giant slipstream to do that time. Sod off, Ghost. I'll come check you out, mate. I don't do follow for follow, but I always go and check people out, and if they are good people, I will in fact follow them and even recommend them. I don't do it blindly, and hopefully you find that fair and understandable. Racing Roger was racing Basic Ollie. Yes, I know, he does quite frequently. Nice! Hey, Louis, did you say that in the chat? I can't remember. "400 viewers. The max I've had is 39, and I know that because that was the other day when Chad raided me. Nearly lost it. And I'll come back to that in a second and I'll read it in just a mo, okay? Okay, I've got at least 7 tenths I can find on this lap. Well, I mean, that last sector, I just gained 2 tenths from just taking the last corner better. I'll come and check you out, man. It'd be good to see you. And thank you for the good race and the follow as well. Thanks, man. I've got at least 6 or 7 tenths to find there. Excuse me one moment. There we go. Finally comfortable. On ranked F1 2020, I was always more than likely finish on top 5 in controls to the basics, and I just always wanted a wheel. That, do you know what? That's exactly the same ethos as what I had. I wanted to improve, particularly my long run pace, because obviously on the wheel you're moving a lot smoother. And it's better for the tyre wear. So when it comes to daily AC, endurance racing, the wheel, in theory, is better. Because obviously with the controller, it's not quite digital, but it's very much left, right, left, right, left, right. And that's not good for the tyre wear. On turn 2, you can cut loads of track. Interesting. I've always got time penalties there, so I've been staying so far away from the apex. Well, you've obviously spotted it. Ugh, makes me shriek. Why am I tired? Hey, Rick's here again. Hey, Louis, just the man. Yeah, it's not too bad here, dude. How are you doing? More apt, howdy. I always find it really overdramatic, this intro. Oh, Louis, that's not cool, man. I suppose with in the UK, the pandemic officially over, that was to be half expected. People's work weeks are always going to get a bit hectic, so bless you, man. Right, start and 10th. Let's see where we can get to. Oh, come on, it's braking early and there's braking early. I braked early, that was... I'm glad they finally got rid of those penalties where you run into the back of people, that they were penalising people to high hell. Portuguese man's going a little bit sideways. How many times did you want to try and dive down my inside? Alright, Mr. Mondero, thank you for that. Okay, we got Rick65 in front of us. Rick's a little bit earlier than what I'd like. Oh, there goes the German and the Frenchman. Racing room given. Depending on your point of view. That is how the Max Lewis moves should have stayed. Yes, and you're right on the heat wave, mate. It sucks. That's why I'm sat right in front of an aircon. Honestly, best investment I ever made. I bought one off Amazon last year. And it's sat right behind me, just sort of blowing across my feet at the moment. And my God, is it a lifesaver. Sorry if you can hear it, but I'm not sorry for having it. Okay, Rick braked a little bit late there. Obviously having his own Rick and Morty episode. Let's see if we can chase down some of the leaders. Six seconds to the leader. What is that flag at the top? Kirk! Teammate! How's it going? Are you ready to get down and dirty at Laguna Seca at the weekend? In the GTRs? You're right, Mr. Mondeo. There was a lot of time there. Do you know what? I'm positive about our chances. When I say our chances, I mean your chances. But, you know, a good team victory, shall we say. For those who don't know what we're talking about, it's a CRT league race. And we are racing Sunday morning about 1 AM GMT time. So Saturday night if you want to be pedantic or whatever. I have a shout of catching fourth, I think. That's because you're quick, man. Suzuka, you technically dominated. If I hadn't made a couple of cock-ups, I was within a shout of second, but, you know. Oh, I was only 1/10 off the fastest lap there. Oh, this is going to get dicey. Not quite close enough to catch him. Maybe get the fastest lap though. No. Oh, I enjoyed that. I don't really enjoy this car in a controller, but on the wheel it's actually not too bad. So I've got a bit of foam or something poking me in the back, and it's just quite irritating. Hold on a sec, so you can sort it out. And we're back. Okay, so you think double soft is the way to go. Thank you, Xenos, for the compliment. Oh, suddenly, now it's actually comfortable. Right. The whole race felt like I was just sort of sitting perched on my chair because there was something digging into me. I did let that go too. You might have heard. I'm sure you didn't. Right, don't ever catch asthma. Wafting, the term is, mate. Right, let's see if we can catch up to myself. We need to do a 31.4 to equal my time. It does, doesn't it? It really does suck. Right, I know I've got 6 or 7 tenths in me. So So let's see where we can find them. On the voice one. Yeah, you can have a discount day. Not now. But we'll figure something out, okay? I did promise Katie I'd do that. Did I go into qualifying rather than go into the race? I did. Whoops. Don't need to do that. I need to go into the race. Dumbass. That was nearly tragic. I still want to do qualifying. So, Laguna Seca, you're thinking double softs. What is it, 21, 22 laps, or are we doing 40 minutes? Because he hasn't... Has he put up the results from the last race yet? Actually, I haven't checked. Okay. That must have been today then. Just going to bring up Discord now and have a look. Nice. Right, fast lap. Let's see what we got. You almost qualified second, and that, what a shocker that would have been. Being fair gets you points, so I cannot criticise you. Oh, Jizzle! Not bad here, mate. Good to see you again. How's it going? And if any of you guys want to change your avatars, exclamation point avatar. I'll shut some stars down in a minute. Chilling. Good man. Not racing tonight then. You might be chilling, but most of the UK are baking. Not bacon, baking. That's fair. You enjoying the ACC? It seems to be a really hot property at the moment. $31.9. Oh, that bloody... I hate ghosts. They put me off every time. I'm going to turn that off. Go settings. Don't go a frack away. Jeez. Just go away, ghosts. Yeah. Well, you may feel like trash now, but there's always someone that you're ahead of. You know, at least in the metaphorical ranking, and you always get better. Well, hopefully you do. Yeah, starting for that GTR is It's not something we can even really work on because it's kind of like crank up the traction control for the start and then switch it off, of course. And even then, the tyres just light themselves up. Maybe the only thing I can suggest, mate, is cranking up the traction control instead of to 1 all the way to the end. And, you know, like, what's it, 6 or something? And just seeing if you can get a takeoff off the line. Yeah, and, well, given what we know about the AMG, we might find that its tyre wear, yet again, is crap. So, you just have to wait for your chance. Not as soon as I hit it, mate. It's to be organised when everyone's interested. I'll put out a message tomorrow and see who will join us. It may only be half a dozen of us, but I don't want to make it an open event. Or should I make it an open? Should I make it? You're more than welcome to join, mate. I'll send me a friend request to. Which account should I use? Midnight_ISO. Not this account, it's my main GT Sport account. Something the oval. Alright, if you guys want in, you're more than welcome. Yeah, so send it to Midnight_ISO, which is obviously me, other account. And we will arrange it. I don't want to make it an open lobby. I really don't, because it'll be half an hour of people going, "Oh, I didn't realise it was a 6-hour event," and then sod off. And then it'd be me or all of my told going around, I don't know, Austria or thank you. Not this one. All the Midnight_ISOs are me, with the exception of R4M. That's Louis. Where do I? Oh, hang on. Did you send us this one or the other one? I don't know. And then there's Ziggy. He's always got to get in on it. Hey, Ziggy. Well, I'm thinking Group 3. It is my favourite. I'll figure this out tomorrow because actually, I came up with the idea of it like boom straight away, and I haven't thought of any of the specifics, which is great. I'm not going to crank on too much tyre wear, and it's not going to be, you know, like times 6, times 7. It's not going to be anything stupid like that. It may be times 2 or 3. So it is an actual proper endurance race rather than pitting every 5 laps. Which is what we had to do for, you know, Austria the other week. "7 days a week. Oh, you gotta have some time off, mate." Well, Lou, what we'll do is we'll do this one, and then we'll do another one in your honour at some point. How does that sound? I haven't really decided what course I want to do it on. I mean, for me, that's the biggest factor, because I want to do it on a course I enjoy. But I also don't want to do it on a course, if I'm going to use a wheel, that is constantly Suzuka-ing. Or Le Mans, which is like that. I'm at the mad end of the grid. Hey, there's Xenos. Ooh, I see you, 14th. It will be called Lewis walks into a 6-hour event win. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I haven't done one since GT3 or 4 myself. I mean, I've done a couple of 2 hours, but that's nothing in comparison. Excuse me. Don't ever catch asthma. It's a pain in the ass. Oh. Shenanigans going on here. See if I can get in on it. Coming through, lads. Maybe not. Getting out of that. Xenos, I think this is the very first time we've been on the same bit of track at the same time. Well, since the lobby, anyway. So, Nista, good to see you, mate. I have seen your message. I haven't replied yet, as you might well have guessed. This is the arse end of the grid, isn't it? Woo! The RC end of the grid. Did it need a reply? Fair point. I will. Sorry if I'm missing the chat, but as you might guess, it's a little bit chaotic in front of me at the moment. I can see that, you know. That I did see. Hey, I nearly got second against an A+ rated driver. I call that a win. Since we're in the GTRs at Suzuka and all. Why? That was a bit of a track I didn't want to be on. It is a bit chaotic, isn't it? Hup. Hup, hup, hup. If you can keep relatively clean yourself, you're more or less guaranteed to pick up positions here, just for sheer fat shenanigans like that. That team bottle job were awesome at Suzuka. How are they at Laguna? That is the question, isn't it? I think we've learned how to drive them now, so that's not too bad. I think that was our biggest problem. In the first race at Bathurst, we struggle with the traction. Three wide. I don't think so. I'm not stupid. Oh, you always get people dive bombing up the inside. Sadly, once you share them, mate, public domain on GT Sport. I'd say there's a lot more people racing your liveries than you think, mate. The weirdest thing I ever had is, you know what my liveries are like? They're, there's, matte black and a couple of my logos on them. I came up racing against one of those a couple of weeks back, and I was like, what the hell? I mean, that's me. I mean, I'm not racing myself. That's a fair point, actually. Xenos, that's not good, man. We were just saying that this is a course for that. Yep, I can officially report back the grass needs cutting here. It's a public service I offer here. It is a bit of a crowded lobby, mate. It didn't help I just lobbed it off the course, but yeah. Good work avoiding the squabble. Which one? Seriously, which one? The Lance Armstrong shortcut. Lance Armstrong shortcut. He was a cyclist, wasn't he? The one that was doping for years. Should have been a couple of places higher than that, shouldn't I? Whoops. Ah, well. Whoops. Oh dear. Oh, dude, have you been reset, or is that just a error? Just an error. It's okay. I hate it when it does that. Is there? I wasn't aware of that. Okay, let's have Google that. YouTube, whatever. I was not aware about that. Alright guys, we're all F1 fans here, I presume. What does everyone think of that incident on Sunday? Have at it. Alright, actually, look, before you guys start typing madly, 3 answers. Max's fault, Lewis's fault, racing incident, and sort of percentage, like Kirk has put there. Just curious to see your points of view before I, obviously, state mine. Thank you very much for the link. Let's have a look. Fortunately, I've got another monitor up there so I can watch it at the same time. Tour de France.
That was a rather dodgy.
Being fair, he was avoiding someone. Did he rejoin where he left? Probably not. I like that clip. racing woo. Racing incident 100%, 50-50 racing incident, so blame 50-50. Racing incident, Zionist said no, he rejoined halfway down the hill. He did rejoin halfway down the hill, but did he rejoin at the same point, as in with the same group? Or did he join ahead? Alright, let's get a couple of laps in. Do you know what? It's a very valid point, Mr. Monday. My thinking is the actual physical incident is probably 60-40 Hamilton. Total incident is probably 60-40 Verstappen. Because if you go back all the way to the previous corner, he's weaving across the track, pushing Lewis into the old pit wall. To the point, it reminded me somewhat of Schumacher Barrichello at Hungary 2012, 2013, there or thereabouts. Or was it 2010? Doesn't matter. In that era, it reminded me of, Schumacher pushing Barrichello straight into the barrier. And at that point, it's getting close to dangerous driving. Well, it's not there yet, but it's certainly very aggressive. In my opinion, Hamilton at fault, but Red Bull slowing it up more. The Red Bull reaction was ridiculous. Max defending Lewis just sent it. But the first started to use a drive like that, and so Lewis go for it. I think Max being less experienced, I mean, he's hugely experienced in terms of his racing, but in terms of winning championship, showed there completely. If you look back to Barcelona this year, turn 1, Hamilton went into that corner ahead, but he got out the way of Max, who was always going to send it. If that had been Lewis on the outside instead of Max, Lewis would have got out of it. You live to fight another day. I mean, you saw the same thing with Leclerc later on. He got out the way. I mean, okay, he had a little bit of a wobble on. Same as Imola, exactly the same. He forced Lewis onto the curb. No penalty there, might I add. And it is two massive egos, but now that Lewis is behind, he's got to be more aggressive. I haven't seen Palmer's analysis for this, actually. And considering he's actually a very average driver, he's actually a brilliant analyst. So far, I've seen. Max aggression, I think, helped cause that, but that's not taken into the equation of it all. And I think if they had their time again, Lewis would. I think they both still do the same thing. I think Max turned in very hard, knowing he's on the outside, and that is always. When I was not trained, I've helped a couple of mutual friends on this game getting started. And the first thing I always tell them is don't be on the outside of a corner unless you trust the driver that you're going up against, because you'll invariably get pushed off. Or if you turn in too hard, you're going to ricochet off them, which is kind of what Max did. However, Lewis obviously did understeer a foot or so. And it's always going to be a penalty for him, annoyingly. But the whole thing is so. It's a racing incident. At the end of the day, Max turned in too hard. Lewis drifted wide. Lewis gets a penalty because he was the one trying to overtake, even though Max roughed him straight up against the wall. It's always going to happen, particularly when two sort of big hotheads. Well, he probably did understeer about 10 feet, but sideways a foot or two, and Max went across. So yeah. And Louis, I completely agree. If the positions were reversed, it wouldn't happen. I absolutely agree with that. It's interesting how everyone has different opinions on it, and it doesn't mean anyone's wrong. It just means we all interpret it a different way. Yeah, I don't think either of them were set up to take the corner properly. And the one thing that hasn't been mentioned, to my knowledge, is the fact when Max had shoved Lewis to the inside of the corner, he put him on the dirty line. He's always going to understeer, and Max probably should have expected that. But that is, again, that's a experience thing. So, either way, the one thing, I am not a Lewis fan. I'll make that absolutely clear. I'm a Kimi fan. And to a certain extent, Leclerc, actually. But you've got to give Lewis an absolute A-star for the recovery on that one. I mean, Bottas had a victory looking him in the face, yet he still finishes third again. And Leclerc nearly ran away and took the win. I mean, bloody good driving on the pair of them. But obviously, Lewis being in the Mercedes, open goal, he's going to go for it. He's going to go nuts, isn't he? But as I think it was Mr. Mondeo said, Horner, what an absolute strop he threw at that one. And same with Helmut Marko. I mean, for what was a very big incident for Max, I mean, it was a big incident, was essentially a tap on the left rear. And Horner was saying, you do not stick a wheel up the inside there. Lewis passed 2 more people in that same race, same corner. That's fair. And do you know what? Yeah, so was I. And as I said, I'm not a Lewis fan, but I did want to see him win that one. And yes, Horner is an absolute hypocrite. That is absolutely accurate. Why he was so boisterous. I think he'd had a bad weekend. Perez had dropped in the sprint race. Perez had a very average race after the red flag, and his star driver is in hospital. So emotions are high. But he was almost childlike. He really was. Christian and Marco think that Max can do nothing wrong. Yes, Baku 2018. I'm glad you brought that up, because he, to my opinion, caused that incident with Ricciardo, because he was just doing this again. Anywho, and the idea that people aren't overtaking you, Horner is just being stupid. Yes, because he would expect. How many times has Max overtaken in a really weird place? And Horner is going, well, it's racing, that's great. Sure. Best number 2, Bottas for Hamilton or Barrichello for Schumacher? Ooh, spicy. Best number 2, Barrichello. Yeah, Barrichello. I'm going to stick with that too. I would almost be going the opposite way. I think Max is pushing attitude onto Red Bull. They're definitely playing off each other. Barrichello, yes, underrated. But how he was in 2009, he was blaming Brawn for allowing Button to get ahead of him and win the championship. That was weird. I'm not sold on Bottas either. He'd be a great number 1 in not Renault. What was it this year? Like Alpine or one of those mid teams. But as a number 1 driver against Lewis, he has his good days, like Sochi and all that, like 90 left, 90 right. He's fantastic at. But nah. If they put Russell in there, you're going to have A, fireworks, and B, 2 epic races. Oh yeah, no, that's what I meant, Louis, as well. I think Barrichello was a better number 2 driver. Just because he was there more often, ready to pick up the pieces. Or block, or had the ability to stay in front of someone, unlike Bottas, who is constantly going, Right, I'm going to fight him. My tyres are dead. Oh no. Two drivers, two corners. Ha! Burger. Ooh, do you know what? I never think of Burger as a number 2 driver. I always think of him as a number 1. Number 1 equal. Like, when he was always paired with a Lacey, you never knew which one was going to be faster. Never. Unless it was mixed conditions and it was a Lacey. Ooh. Whoopsie doodles. It would make sense though. Martin Brundle, what for Schumacher? He did partner Schumacher once, like 93, 94 or something, didn't he? Bottas is very compliant with team orders. I know, wow, flying car, right? Somebody clip that, please. Yeah, I mean, Brundle was in F1 for what? 10, 12 years, for good reason. Italian rejoining. Yeah, I'll check that replay. Yeah, I'd say he knows his position in the team now. Especially after that, handing over that win at Sochi a few years back. I think I may have got used to the wheel. Just not the other drivers on the course. Damn it. How I didn't get a penalty for that, I'll never know. Johnny Herbert. Yeah, that was the F2 F3 incident where he nearly lost his legs, wasn't it? I saw that recently, and it's amazing he ever walked again. Well, some drivers are just lucky. Coulthard. He had the one stat I know about him is he had 13 wins because they always put it on his graphic whenever he appears on Channel 4. I think he won Monaco once or twice, Australia a couple of times. Challenged Schumacher in the year that Hakkinen did Cockle. Yeah, it is horrific. I mean, just look at Billy Munger's crash though. That's yeah. And begins with Z. Zaz. Well, I can't remember his name. American driver. Went on to be a Paralympian. She might technically be Italian. Italian descent. Anywho, doesn't matter. Zanardi, I couldn't quite remember the rest of the... I knew it ended in I. Thanks, dudes. Coulthard is a number 2. Alright, yeah, I'll accept that, being fair, against Hakkinen, yeah. But he was a number 1 on his day. Bit like Bottas. Ooh, there's a parallel. Oh god, Webber on his day was absolutely unbeatable. Problem is, he was up against Sebastian Vettel in a Red Bull. And that car, I believe, was built for Vettel. I mean, if Webber got his eye in, that he was quick as anyone, any day of the week. There's one stat I remember particularly with that, is Vettel and Webber were always obviously compared directly to each other, particularly with the telemetry. And Webber was always faster mid-corner, you know, all in, balls out Aussie stuff. But Vettel was quicker on the exit, just the way that he rotated the car. Oh, here we go. Xenos, mate, we need to get our qualifying a bit better, because racing in this mid-pack is where it's doing us in. I might be really sneaky and do one qualifying lap on the controller. Okay, so that was a punt off by the Italian there. Okay, I'm going to catch up with the chat in just a second because I know I've missed a couple. Massa is a number 2. For Alonso, yes. There's no one better. Massa, just bend over and take it, man. Alright, what were you guys saying? Okay. That was a strengthened nose. So we'll try his legs. Found out slice each cars in half and they hit him. Yeah, that's what happened to him. Yeah, but sometimes. Someone you think is good enough to win a world title, but probably never will. What on the current grid? Grosjean to Raikkonen. In the Lotus, definitely. I'm not sure they had a hierarchy there. It's just okay. They just always ran different strategies. So at the time Raikkonen was coming past him, so just let him through. I never really thought of a hierarchy there, but you do raise a valid point. Right, let's do a sneaky qualifying lap on my controller. Someone who on the current grid who's good enough to be a world champion probably never will. Bottas. I think he has more than enough skill to be world champion, but he's in his head too much. I hope you're wrong with Ricardo. 7k. Oof. I hope you're wrong with Ricardo, but Perez, I think he would be an epic Le Mans driver. You know, like endurance racing. When it comes to raw speed, overtaking, Perez has probably missed his chance, I'm afraid. I'd like to see Ricardo challenge for the title, but he might be going down the same Aussie path as Webber. Really, really fast, really, really good, but never quite get there. I think he's going to do another season in Red Bull. There's a lot of rumours coming out saying that Red Bull are going to re-sign Perez, and to the point, even Horner is actively, allegedly considering it. And he's not denied it. I think Albon, I'm not saying world champion stuff by the way, Albon is more than good enough to have an F1 seat, a lot like Gasly a year or two ago. Gasly keeps continuing performing the way he is. He deserves much more. And do you know what? I'm genuinely surprised by that. I thought when he went up to Red Bull, he was a pile of crap. But it wasn't until you really see how Albon failed, how Gasly failed, how Kvyat failed, and then you suddenly get the realisation it's that number 2 seat next to Max. That's a poison chalice, that car. The only one that's doing it well so far is actually Perez and Ricciardo. Yeah, I agree with that. Kvyat, I didn't like him at all. I mean, what he did, it was in Sochi 2017, I think, hitting Vettel twice in 2 corners. There's a reason why he was called Torpedo. Reminded me of Grosjean back in 2012. And he had like 5 first lap incidents in 6 races or something stupid. Just reminded me of that, which they can't do in F1 anymore. They'll get penalty points and, you know, blow the budget on repairs. Oh, 2016, what for Kvyat? I suppose it would be. Yeah, it's before the new regs, wasn't it? I think whoever wins GP2, F2, will probably replace Raikkonen. And I would half see Giovinazzi going as well. I mean, I don't want Raikkonen to go, but I could see it happening. Someone a lot cheaper than Raikkonen. And let's face it, Alfa Romeo are never going to move up the field, you know, to winning status, so they might as well have, say, a Bottas for half the price and ticked them. Yeah, I can see that. Racing against ticked them, that's pretty cool. Yeah, they have said with Ricciardo and that McLaren, it doesn't suit his driving style. I mean, he's world class. I mean, I literally put him in the top 3 or 4 drivers easily. How he's not adapting is odd. Yeah, he is struggling, but it's odd. Lando before George for a World Championship. Or a win. Well, Russell should have had a win already, but that's besides the point. Lando or Russell? I think if Russell gets into his Merc seat, it should be Russell, easily. He's got more experience, he's got the Mercedes backing. But Lando has moved on so well this year. I think he's driver of the year so far. surprise of the year at least. Brown trousers, surprise of the year for me. Woo! Russell and Norris partnership. That would be a good one. So do a similar to what Ferrari have done, have two fairly young drivers. Maybe. Because at this point we're going to have loads of really young drivers inhabiting the top teams, and then Hamilton, who's going to be 40 at some point. Oh, I was going to complete that lap, wasn't I? Yeah. Weirdly, I think since Sainz has gone, it's actually helped his career a lot, because now he's actually, you know, doing what he should be doing. He's making decisions. And even he said he was too much of a yes man. Yeah. Vettel. He's almost turned into a Raikkonen. If he turns up, he's great. But if he doesn't turn up, he's Vettel. I can't remember I gave him a name. Well, there was loads of names banding around when he was spinning all the time in Ferrari. It's like Max had Crash Stappen, Spin Stappen. I can't remember what Vettel's one was. Spinettel? Doesn't sound right. But yeah, as soon as he gets into wheel-to-wheel combat with anyone, whoop, round he goes. And do you know what? Sainz is my second surprise of the year, because I didn't think he was going to be anywhere near Leclerc. I like being wrong, oddly enough. I'm glad I'm wrong. Which teams adapt to the new rules? It's not likely to happen, but we could easily see a Haas at the front of the field. If they've put 2 years' worth of R&D into one car, logically speaking. Of course, they don't have the same facilities, the same staff, drivers, as one of the big teams, but it would be interesting to see. What? I just hope certain teams like McLaren don't go backwards next year because they focus too much on this year. I mean, it's fantastic to see McLaren fighting Ferrari for third, so kudos to them. But I do want to see a stronger Ferrari. I want to see a stronger McLaren because they're my two passions in the sport. I don't mind Mercedes being the dominant fast car so long as it's a lot closer. Say within 2 or 3 tenths. Do you know what? If this title fight carries on, I don't think they'll be dominating potentially ever again, with the budget cap being 145 million. They can't spend their way out of it. They can't R&D their way out of a problem. And that is going to be knock-on for many years. The more research they put into the 2020 and 21 car, this year and last year's car, because it is last year's car, the more they're not putting in for the future. And that being such a radically different car like 2014 was, they took off running. Again, like McLaren back in 98, they took off running, and it took all year for Ferrari to catch up. And with the modern budget cap and all of that sort of thing, it's going to be difficult to see Mercedes dominate again if they fudge this first one coming up. I'm going to counter my point now and say don't put it past them to recover, but they might not. This is a really big rule change. It's ethical, financial, and technical. You could see AlphaTauri faster than Red Bull. Depends how much R&D goes into next year's car. I mean, that's happened before. AlphaTauri won a race before Red Bull did. Well, it was Toro Rosso then, of course, but, you know. What am I doing on the grass? I mean, you could see the one team I want to see do better is Williams. I mean, they haven't turned up to an F1 season since about 2017. And now that the Williams family are actually out of the management structure, that it can only be a good thing. I didn't think much of Claire, if I'm honest. Nearly got the cutback. Okay, so now I've actually got a more decent qualifier. I'm actually going backwards during the race. Wonderful. But I'd like to see what Alpine can do, because they've been running like a modified like 2019 car, so it's even older than everyone else's. Yeah. One of the things about the new regs was to encourage new teams. That was more the 2010 regs. I think the engine rules are designed to encourage more engine suppliers. Oh, for God's sake! Faster cluck. I think that was Binny that did that. I didn't say the replay from the last race. Yeah, they definitely want more engine supplies in. The biggest problem they've got at the moment is with the Concord agreement with F1. Allegedly, there's like a cost to joining, which is best part of 200 million. I want to say euros. It was some ill guy. Okay. All I know is one of the guys who came out of turn 2 came into the side of me. Catch you there, Louis. Pleasure talking to you, man, and hope to see you on some GT Sport sometime during the week, if you can. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, engine manufacturers. Be nice to see Audi and or VW, whomever, join in the sport as an engine supplier, because that is a potential way in for them. But I'd like to see I'd like to see 3 driver teams. A nice, easy way to expand the grid. And what you could do that way is have 2 big drivers and a rookie in every team. I'd like that. And what you could do, you could set the rules to be, each team has to have 3 rookie drivers, and they have to use them roughly equally throughout the year. Give them experience. I'm going to nod on that one because I don't know much about WEC. Well, that first corner has made me suddenly all hot and bothered. Oh, I'm not kidding. I mean, spin was my fault, but... No, Louis, you take care, man. Louis, bed. Copy, you heard that, Louis? Oh, that'd be a raid. Chef! Good man, how you doing, dude? Hey, Allegrin. Oh, I'm going to nod on that one, Kurt, because we're confused. Harley Quinn, thank you for being my 199th follower. Thank you for joining me on P13. Chef, thank you for the raid. How the devil are you all doing tonight? We're talking about F1 at the moment. We're having a bit of a race. What? Blue Moose 65, you are officially the 200th follower. I can now do my 200 celebration, which is going to be a 6-hour stream. What's it? Oh dear. So yes, there's a celebration. Let's save that replay because I want to see what happened. There's a celebration for reaching 200. My avatars are going to fart all over the place. And I'm going to be doing a 6-hour stream with a load of other races in the lobby. And we will be doing that very soon. I'm going to try and make it within the next week. Brown trouser time. Woo. Every time I try and say something, sorry, you guys keep farting at me. Jeff, did you have a nice stream, mate? And thank you for the raid again, dude. Always a pleasure to see you. And you're a fan of Resident Evil. I'm playing Resident Evil 2 at the moment. Well, not this exact moment. But I played Resident Evil 2, the remake, for the first time earlier. And it is gorgeous. And I will be doing probably the next part, probably tomorrow night. So feel free to join in. And on Saturday, I should be doing Resident Evil 5. Yes, the older one. Super stream. So about 5-6 PM UK time, I'm going to try, me and Tash TNT91 are going to try and do Resident Evil 5, all of the DLC, all of the main game, in under, I want to say 5.5 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Oh, I can't remember what we decided. We did decide something and I've forgotten it. I'm good at this, you see. Right, replay. Check out that replay. So, something for you to look forward to, man. And then the weekend after that, I'm going to be doing Dead Space 1 and 2 Super Stream. Try and get them all done in under 10 hours. I'm mad sometimes, aren't I? Why do I keep doing challenges? I'm always challenging myself. It's like Barney from How I Met Your Mother. Challenge accepted. Anywho. So, Chef, what were you playing, man? What were you up to? You playing a bit of GT Sport? Bit of other? Thank you for the raid again. Do you know what? I never thought I'd reach 200 followers, so thank you all so very much. I did think it was Hudson. Because you kept telling me. Oh, we started last. All those with photosensitive epilepsy, look away now. Okay, so we're going to watch it from Hudson's point of view then. Dirt, Snow Runner, and a bit of GTS. Okay, so this is getting a bit... No, it was Red Disguise. It was red. Check it out. He took 3 of us out, almost. Definitely took 2 of us out. Look at it from the Bulgarian's point of view. Because he's gone overcommitted there. He's pushed the Brit wide. The Brits then pushed him back. And then... It's just a fuss to cluck, really, isn't it? So I'm sticking on the inside. This is me. I've left space. Dunk. Yeah, it's Red Disguise. But this time I'm going to look forwards rather than to the right. I want to see what the Bulgarian and the other Brit are doing. Those who are having their own little private battle. Yeah, and then the Red Disguise pushes me into the Bulgarian, who then ping-pongs into the other Brit. And then I end up spinning myself here, because I'm an idiot. The Bulgarian had traction control on. How did you know that? Worries me how you can do that. Alright, let's do another one of these, because I'm actually enjoying Interlagos. I mean, it's chaos, but it's Interlagos. Kind of rhymes a bit phonetically there, doesn't it? Anywho, onwards to see if we can do a sneaky little qualifying. For those that don't know, I'm obviously a GT Sport wheel driver now. I'm still faster on the controller, so I'm going to do my qualifying on the controller. Accelerator bar. Fair enough, mate. Didn't even see it. I wasn't looking closely as you. Excuse me. Don't catch asthma. Well, since all you guys are here, for all those that are followed, you get these lovely little avatars, which you can change with exclamation point avatar. Woo. And you can get these stars if you exclamation point jump. And if I'm feeling annoying, I can just do this. The only catch is you have to be followed to be able to do that. You don't have to. It is appreciated. Does that look like I just... Don't look like I batted one of the stars away there. Oh. I'm enjoying myself way too much with this, aren't I? Eat some bombs. Oh, there comes Zelensky landing anti-Easter. But he's a duck. They're both ducks or gooses. They can fly. Ziggy, why are you crabby? Okay, right, see if we can scoot in a quick. See if we can get close to the front this time. I don't want to be anywhere near red skies again. Oh, damn it, I've got like 8 seconds left. Come on, match me. I want to do another race. I have Gengar. Now there's a choice. Yeah, in your avatars list you have the Mortal Kombat characters, the original ones. The original 151 Pokemon. The cars. I've forgotten. Oh, come on. Give it a minute, mate. It might just take a moment or two. Yeah, you're Arbok or something at the moment, or Ekans, aren't you? Where are you? Okay. There you go. The Gengar now. The Harlequin. I approve of the use of. Wait, what is it? It's Abracadabra. Alakazam. Is that Alakazam? I have no idea what you guys are doing with the roulette, but have fun with it. Alright guys, we were chatting about F1. We've gone over the latest instalment at Silverstone. Anything other you guys want to talk about? Any questions you want to fire at me? Come on, Daddy wants a new pair of shoes. I don't think that's in my F1 repertoire. Or if you want to test my knowledge on F1, give it a go. I don't go beyond, say, 94, because simply, but I would have been too young. Is Max too aggressive? In certain circumstances, yes. The problem is he goes right up to the line on some things, and occasionally, he doesn't do it as much now, he does step over it. And I think what he was doing at Silverstone was borderline the entire time. When he was on the sprint race, when he was weaving down the back straight, the Wellington straight, he was weaving. That is, he should not be doing that. And my personal thinking is, we went over this earlier, is he did turn in too hard into Stowe, helping to cause that crash. Didn't cause it, he helped. And he definitely shoved Lewis up against the wall. Too aggressive. And what catches him out is when someone does it back to him, because he doesn't expect anyone else to have the guts to go and do it to him. Who raced in more races, Senna or Hulkenberg? I'd actually say Hulkenberg had more races because there are 18 to 20 a year in modern F1, and in old F1 there were like 16. And obviously Senna died in '94, so I would say Hulkenberg has had more races. A lot less podiums though. As in, obviously none. Most consecutive wins, that would be probably Vettel. In probably 2013, I'd imagine. Or it could be Rosberg over the arse end of 2015 into 16. I'm thinking Vettel. 2013. Hey, so it's 100% record for me so far. Bring it on again, guys. When it even comes close to him, I think the next is Schumi with 7. Yeah. From the stats are sometimes a little bit irrelevant. I mean, that V8 era, those V8s were super reliable because they were quite simple in, relative fashion, particularly to now. And they weren't the 80s monsters which detonated themselves after half a dozen laps. And if you saw a blow up in the V8, something had seriously gone wrong. Someone had left a spanner in it or something. And those Bridgestones that Vettel was on were bulletproof as well. How many full seasons or competed in general? That's my only question. Because his first race was in 2007 as a part-time driver at the arse end of the season for Sauber in general. So 2007 to 2021 to 15? However many that adds up to be. His first full season was with Toro Rosso in 2008, which he won the Monza Grand Prix. Ooh. Which is arguably one of the greatest ever drives for a rookie ever. What has Lewis Hamilton done on over 1/3 of his Grand Prix? Started on the front row, finished on the podium. Random stats like that get a bit tricky, mate, because you could say that probably for a lot of things. Started on pole. Yeah, that would track. Yeah, like 100 pole positions, 300 races. It's a good start though. Start on 1/3 of your Grand Prix career on pole. He is one hell of a driver, but he has been fortunate enough to only be in McLaren at arguably the peak in the 2000s. The 2000s peak. And an all-conquering, all-dominating Mercedes team in the hybrid era. (2010 to 2020). Top 10. So who scored the most consecutive? Well, it's not going to be Alonso because he had a shit couple of years. It's not going to be Raikkonen because he wasn't in it for a couple of years. It's got to be between Vettel and Hamilton again, surely. Heidfeld used to hold the record for the most consecutive point scorings until Hamilton blew that away. With having 3 years with, at least scoring 1 point. And Lando's just broken the McLaren record for the most consecutive points finishes, which is ironically better than Hamilton. But we're talking McLaren only. This is better than Hamilton, Senna, Hakkinen, multiple world champions in the Alonso. I knew the Heidfeld one actually. That one I did know because I was going to say that in a minute. Massive pin. Side note, Fangio started on pole over 50% and Jim Clark was in the high 40s. Yeah, I can see that. Because when in their years of, very few Grand Prix, 10 to 12, if not less, they were just dominating. And it was flicking between 3 or 4 of them. I believe the Ascari's got a pretty good record too. I'm not sure why my goal at the top hasn't changed from 198. It says 200 on my screen. Maybe I'll just change it at the end of the stream. Or two of you have unfollowed. Trying to think of one of the stats that I like. One more race, I think. Yeah, one more. Oh yeah. Let's get out of it. Now, what stats do I like about F1? Alright, yes. The Canadian Grand Prix in 2011 set all sorts of records. The longest Grand Prix, so it was over 4 hours, is why we currently have the rule of a Grand Prix can only last up to 4 hours, including red flags. Because it was just all over the place. And Button that day... Have you beaten my time? Probably not, Ziggy. On which track, by the way? Yeah, I think I watched it too. It was good fun. Yeah, Benny, it was a good race, man. Thanks for popping on and say hello. So, hello. Shame about the race before. We all got taken out by Red Disguise. 3 of us did. And Ziggy probably not, because I'm not very fast on the wheel, mate. Also using the RTZ, I'm not very good with it. Yeah, and 2011 Canada. Yeah, it's Interlagos though, Benny. It happens. 2011 Canada. It's one of those where if you look back at Button's race, it was absolutely outstanding. He took he had a collision with Hamilton. I think he got a penalty for that one. Had a collision with Alonso. Had a puncture. Had a drive-through. I think went in the pit 6 times. Was at the back twice and still won the race. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Ziggy, you little bastard. Yeah, it's a bit hot in the UK at the moment now, mate. Just a bit. Touching 30 degrees some days, but I'm sat... You can't see it right now, but there's an aircon just behind me. Blowing lovely cooler. Still getting a bit hot under the collar with all the racing action, mind you. Qualifying time. Again, fast on the controller. What other stats can we think of? I've been doing gardening for you in this one, mate. What track are you racing with the CCSR tomorrow? What was I need to say? Because I don't know what you're racing, or where you're racing rather. For all those that want to know, the CCSR is a racing league. Pretty damn good. Fuji Short. Which is basically Fuji without that little chicane, isn't it? We believe in you, Ziggy. Is it weird if they relaxed the track limit penalties on GT Sport this week? I may have put my foot on the throttle on the wheel. Whoops. Alright, here's a question for you guys. It is completely off topic. Actually, I mentioned it earlier on, but I don't think we went anywhere with it, but I want it answered. If there's a zombie apocalypse tomorrow, what would you guys do? How would you attempt to survive it? We're presuming Walking Dead sort of thing. There is no internet, I'm afraid, so GT Sport and streaming doesn't happen. You can go over to your mates, you can play Network LAN Party. But what would you do? How would you survive the zombie apocalypse? I want to try and have one ethical question per stream. I would eat how much? Down the Winchester, have a pint, wait till it all blows over. Ziggy, you might not get that. Unless you've watched Shaun the Dead. Zario, have you ever heard of a Channel 4 program called Spaced? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? Spaced, for those that don't know, is starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, all of that. Most of the same actors, one way or another, that appear in Spaced, and Black Books and all those. Yeah, and Black Books is bloody good as well. And so is Green Wing, but that's besides the point. I've lost my train of thought. Yes, you can see from Spaced where Shaun of the Dead comes from. Because he's sitting there playing Resident Evil 2 off his tits on speed. As obviously only Simon Pegg can get away with in cinema, as it were. And thinks he's in the game. And that from that episode we basically end up with the seedling for Shaun of the Dead. Oh my god, I got some Jaffa Cakes in my pocket. Oh, I love that show. I might actually have to start watching it again. I love how Daisy turns up in Shaun of the Dead. It's obviously a different character name, but it's the same actress. I know what you meant. It's too orangey for the crows. I don't remember that one. I remember the Star Wars, the Phantom Menace rant. Let it go, man. And it's Bill Bailey in the shop. I got my budget practice. Last race for Mara. Walter! Good to see you, man. You missed an epic conversation about F1 and what we would do in a zombie apocalypse. Actually, perhaps you guys would like to contribute. What would you guys do in a zombie apocalypse? No internet. That doesn't exist. Everything else is fine. Obviously, zombies everywhere. So, Walking Dead sort of style. Basically, we're entertaining ourselves in between the racing. Do you know what, sorry? I don't remember that bit. I just remember they give over the weed, which turned out to be oregano. Someone turn my lights back on for me. Choose your colour. Ooh. I don't like the Supra. I can't race it. I mean, I literally cannot race it. Every time I put my foot down and the back steps out. That's why I like a Corvette. Thank you. Right, last race, starting 11th. Let's focus. Super Potatoes, long time no see. How the devil are you? Can't say I've been keeping up with the news. I tend not to bother until they're actually released these days. Mr. Swiss, go away. There we go, I feel better. Yeah, doing pretty well, mate. Having loads of fun with this gen. I mean, this race tonight has been a load of fusterclucks. Exhibit A. Yeah. I'll never pay a blind bit of attention to someone who says they want a clean race. Often they're half the instigator. Bump and run. Oh, he's quick out of a corner though. Considering he was 3 or 4 tenths behind me in the last one and dive bombed me. Don't blame me if I dive bomb him. Did it to me first. Payback. Rubbing is racing. Good, we're starting to drop. What flag is that? Is that Dutch? I don't think it is Dutch. Hooray! Sorry, I'm not saying very much to the chat. I'm genuinely focusing. So, that is one of your liveries, isn't it? It's just paddle shifters. It's just your average G29. I'm starting to get used to it. I'm not historically a wheel racer, but I'm getting used to it. Fair point, though. It's fair. I would say, could you do a St George's Cross flag, obviously an English flag, but wouldn't really work, would it? How defensively do you want to drive? Okay, the Austrians just decided he wanted out. I had no doubt you'd already considered it. Here we go. Cut back. Yeah, I was going to run so wide there. It had no front downforce at all. Yeah, that Austrian's dead. It's going to be a drag race at the end, and I don't mean cross-dressing. He's going to get me just. Oh, 38 hundredths. To be fair, if I hadn't have come quite so aggressively across the track, I probably would have maintained a little bit more pace. Oh, a good race to the Portuguese man. Ziggy, your national. Oh, Jesus. Your nation's man did well there, or woman. Up 6 places. I do like this race because it's so chaotic. You get, if you have a clean race, 6 places. Thanks, Iggy. The problem is, he was driving so defensively. He was driving so defensively. He was slow when he was making himself a target, and I was never even trying to overtake him. But it's hindsight, isn't it? Why did I go down an SR? I don't remember any penalties during that race. Like, none. Let's see what he says. Watching you on YouTube. Hey, you do! Ah, fair enough. Hopefully not during the race. That was a good race. You've got another countryman in the chat, Ziggy. And I was just saying you were doing them proud. That is a very valid point, Zo. If someone is behind you, they do presume that you're going to do that. That does make a lot of sense. It's something I hadn't considered. That would explain the defensive driving. But it was good defensive driving, very solid, very fair. It wasn't a Max Verstappen. Someone's going to overtake me. Whoop, right across. Oh, did that happen last week? Shots fired. Right. Well, Ziggy, you two have proved that there are some good Portuguese races, even if Bert Racer might not agree. Being fair, that's the point. Who in the chat isn't English? Right? Is not English. What is the reputation of English and British drivers? So you're the perfect person to ask on this. Because you guys know my point of view on this. If you come up against an Italian on an Italian course, they suddenly think they own the course. And in the last couple of weeks, by numbers, I've had so many run-ins with the Spanish. It is unbelievable. But obviously, that does not account for the ones that are clean, just the ones that you notice more often. English drivers are petty. Interesting. Very interesting. Something I hadn't considered. All nations do have dirty drivers, I absolutely agree. And that's something I've always said to Bert. It is not necessarily a nationality, it is the minority of all nationalities. From your experience in this game, Ziggy, it's a safe place. Just say what you're thinking. We're not going to judge you for it. I'd just like to know what your a non-English perspective is. Zionese is going to set you on fire. Alright, what are those 2 to 3 nations? Yeah, no worries, mate. You did good defending in that one. I presume you were right in front of me. Right, the last one. You did really good defending. So the only thing that I found out, I wasn't trying to overtake you. I was just trying to line you up. But the way you placed your car, it stopped me doing it at the next corner on. So good driving. Honestly, mate, really good driving. Germans are the fairest. I have come across a few vicious Germans. But again, you remember the ones that tend to take you out, not the majority. Hello there, Sir Hawkey. I'll stay on, I'll do another race. Go on then. Some shit's going on here. Oh, Sarah. I wonder why you were sitting in the chat and not saying hello. Because I could see your little avatar down there. Hello, sweetie. Thank you for the raid. And because you said stay on, I will stay on a little bit. Spanish, Italian, and a number of French. Now, I was trying to think of the French a minute ago, and I think they're erratic more than anything. You can get some really fair ones and some really even ones. But then again, you remember the ones that you get crashed into. So, everybody, say hello to Sarah Hawkey. If you're not already followed to her, please give her a follow. Otherwise, welcome to Midnight ISO and the channel. And thank you for the raid. I've been raided twice tonight, so thank you very much, the pair of you. Chef and Sarah. Yeah, they're hard races. I mean, it comes from like the Senna spirit. If you no longer go for the gap, you're no longer a racing driver. Which is bullshit. Alright. Qualifying. Sarah, how was your stream? You were playing ACC, weren't you? And that reminds me, Sarah, did I see on your Snapchat earlier on, somebody has a application out for a racing license? Sweet. I nearly did it about 10 years ago, but I didn't have the money for it. Still don't have the money for it. But if you can make it work, and I know you're very driven, no pun intended. You're just doing that for attention now. I know you'll make it work. Just do me one favour, make sure you stream it when you're racing. I will help you with the technical side, okay? You just like making my lights go funky, don't you? Oh, and Sarah, I've reached 200 followers tonight, so we're doing the 6-hour endurance race hopefully this week. I'm going to sort it out tomorrow and message a load of people, find out what's the best time for everyone. We already know Louis won't be able to. Oh, we already know Louis won't be able to join because he's got like work for like the next 3 weeks straight. So one of us might actually have a chance of winning. Yeah, no worries, I can help you out. As far as I'm concerned, it would just be a matter of hooking up a couple of gadgets and having a good, strong 4G signal, and we'll work it out. You could probably do it without me, honest. You're pretty technically well-minded. I mean, your idea of capturing the PlayStation 4 on your laptop via the Ethernet stream play was bloody brilliant. Did I go faster? Probably not. Right, who have I got in this one? Nobody I recognise. Oh! Alright, because you lot are being so good, would you guys like some stars? Because you're getting some stars. And a heart. I'll get it right one day. That's just looks weird. You get the idea. No, I haven't. Alright, since we're all here, before I go, let's decide a track. Right. Options. Le Mans, Austria, Spa, Fuji, Monza? I want something with a nice straight so you can have a relax, but I know, and something with some technicality to it. So that probably rules out Austria, really, doesn't it? Because those straights aren't anywhere near long enough. Sarah, you figured out how to stream yours via a laptop without a capture card. That is pretty technically minded. You did pretty damn well. Hello, Pedro. Good to see you, mate. And you are one of the great people, man. You too. So, thank you, Sarah. More than anything, I need help deciding, because I like all of those tracks. I'll have a think. Spa would be interesting. Kirk would love that. Of course, I don't necessarily want to give him an advantage. I'll have a think. Unless you guys came up with any other suggestions. Right. Once more into the breach. Rage against the dying of the light. Mixed metaphors, I know, but I don't care. Possible. I like the idea. Kind of have my heart set on one track this time. But I like the idea. It might be something for a future event. Did I forget to change the livery on this car? I actually reverted back. I wasn't using that livery earlier. No, not Tokyo. Not Tokyo. Although there was one of them I really enjoyed. I did for CTSR. And it was really good fun. I did it in a 911 race. There's always one person that says Nordschleife. Ziggy, I thought you were better than that, man. Whoops. Looks like that Frenchman wants to be off the course more than he wants to be on it. Maggiore. Wasn't one I thought of, but it's a bit technical. I was thinking something with a big long straight that you could have a relax on as well. I'll look into Tokyo South actually, because that could be interesting. You'll run that one at night as well. Definitely not the Nordschleife though. We all know what happened to me last time I raced there. I get the feeling the guy behind me is aiming at me. Maggiore. I've got kind of a hankering for Spa. Spa or Fuji. But Tokyo does sound interesting. That south one. Yeah, I remember Zoe. So I'm in the race, but I haven't actually raced it for like the last 20 minutes. Yeah, auto drive and all that. I better leave auto drive on actually, because you know, P brakes and all that sort of thing. There's an idea. Where is my livery on? That's really weird. It's not going to be Dragon Trail. That is... Oh, we'll just get away with that. Yeah, I think... That's fair. I think we have very similar favourite tracks there, Ziggy. And, obviously, we Love the Corvette too. Sarah, how are you getting on with ACC? You enjoying it? Actually, Ziggy, you bought it as well, didn't you? I'm not very familiar with Le Mans, so it's going to be a new one for me. Suzuka and Red Bull. Ooh. I do like Austria. I did enjoy the GTR CRT race last weekend at Suzuka. I did enjoy that. I don't think Sarah enjoyed it quite so much in the Z4. To be fair, Sarah, you've got an arse of a car there, haven't you? It did, but hard. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Okay, I didn't have much in the way of raw pace on that one. Sadly. But we come home in 5th. I can't even remember where I started, actually. Just wanted to say, regarding the kind words about the license off long road ahead, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, that's fair. If it's from what I remember about it, it is a medical. Basically, make sure you haven't got any form of epilepsy that's going to, cause issues with you blacking out and that sort of thing. Blood pressure, general odds and sods, and you're fine. Your way to go. Very similar to getting a truck driver's license. Pretty much, are you going to drop dead in the next 30 seconds? Or are you going to lose control of the vehicle? Usually the answer is no, you're fine. So yeah, the medical's fairly easy as long as you're in sort of decent health. And then, with regards to kind words, that's actually no problem. Thank you for the kind raids, as always. And that's Tokyo Central, isn't it? Yeah, that one sucks. I fracking hate that one. And you'll get there, sir. I know you will. And it's something I've always wanted to do, so I'm a little bit jealous. But in a supportive way, I hope you get that. You have one track to do for test vision, written test, and the driving test. Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure you do fine. What about 1 hour at 6 different tracks? It would be a different way to include tracks there. Oh. So, similar to what Ziggy said, bit more broke up. It could be a mini-series. Do you know what? I'll see what the guys want to do. One big 6 hour, full on endurance. 6 1 hours. Or 3 2 hours. I'll have a think, because my original idea was just a 6 hour start to finish. 2 threes, yeah. Or you could have 4 1.5s. Let's not go down the fractions route. Whoever's working out 45-minute ones now, just get out. Or you could have 20 minutes. 3 times 3, so you could have 9. Let's not do that. So no, let's just do lobbies. No. I'll have a think tomorrow. Have a think. I'll ask some bods. Right. 12. I got my maths wrong on the 20-minute one, didn't I? Never mind. It was like 15 or something, wasn't it? Not 9. Never mind. Right. Who's online? Oh, we got Koulios on. Right, Shane Kenty is playing F1 2021, so I probably should raid him, but Koulios has less people online. All GT tracks in 6 hours. 18-bit, she's counting. I'm doing it on the fly and on camera. Right, we are going to go to Koulios to give him a raid, because he's a good guy. He's often in my chat, and I think he deserves it. So, thank you all for being there, all of the stream. I hope you've all enjoyed the F1 chat, the various racing. I've enjoyed the raids from Chef and from Sarah, so thank you, the pair of you. And as Zinisa says, night night, all the lovelies. So, see you all tomorrow. Catch you later, guys. And guyettes.